Okay, let's dive in. Today we're exploring a really interesting source called Talking About Jesus, Walking the Path of Grace.
Yeah, and our goal here is to kind of pull out the core ideas it offers about, well, getting through life's tough spots and finding some peace there.
And it jumps right in with a perspective that might surprise some people, actually.
It really does. It talks about this spiritual peace, this provision. It uses terms like blessedness or having a table set for you.
Right.
But the key thing is, it says this doesn't happen after your troubles are over.
Exactly. That's the kicker, isn't it? It claims this table, this place of peace, it's prepared right there in the presence of difficulties, not in their absence.
And it's very specific about what those difficulties are. It calls them adversaries.
Adversaries.
Things like, the emptiness of depression, the sting of rejection, affliction, fear. It names these really intense human experiences.
Which you'd normally think would completely block any sense of peace or provision. I mean, that's the logical assumption.
Right. But the source just flips that completely on its head. It says these adversaries don't just fail to stop the peace.
It goes further.
It does. It says they're actually forced to stand there and watch it happen. They become what it calls powerless spectators.
Powerless spectators. That's a strong image.
It is. But it raises a big question, doesn't it? Like how? How can you be feeling, say, rejection and simultaneously feel peace or provided for?
Yeah, how does the source explain that apparent contradiction?
Well, it grounds it in something it calls the triumph of grace.
Okay, the triumph of grace. What does that mean in this specific context? How does it work?
It's described as God basically showing that the very things trying to overwhelm you, they just don't have the final say. They can't actually stop what he intends for you.
So it's not that the adversary vanishes.
No, not necessarily. It's more about their power being, well, neutralized in that specific encounter with this grace.
Yeah.
Their threat is defanged, in a sense.
Okay. That definitely requires a shift in how you look at things. Does the source give a reason why these powerful adversaries become powerless then?
It does, absolutely. And the foundation for it, according to this piece, isn't about our own strength right now.
Not about us muscling through it.
No, it points back to a past event, a decisive victory. The source emphasizes that Jesus has already conquered them all.
Conquered what specifically?
Sin, death, fear, sorrow, shame, the big ones, the ultimate adversaries. The idea is that the fundamental battle is already won.
Ah, okay. And that past victory changes the nature of our present struggles.
That's exactly the connection it makes. So even when you're walking through those dark valleys, as the text puts it.
You're not heading towards a potential defeat.
Precisely. The source reframes it.
Yeah.
You're walking in the footsteps of one who has already won. So the path might feel hard. The enemies might be visible.
But the outcome isn't actually in doubt.
That's the implication. Because of that past victory, the ultimate outcome is secure. The enemies are there, they might roar, but they can't devour, as the source says. They can't win the war.
So instead of being overwhelmed by looking at the adversaries,
Right.
the source encourages a different focus. Where should we be looking?
It says to lift your eyes and see the feast set before you. And this feast isn't just, pie in the sky someday.
It's present tense.
Yes. It describes it as the daily mercies, God's promises, Spirit's presence, the hope that's available right now, even while the difficulty is still there. It's about seeing both realities at once.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up then, the main takeaway seems to be that, according to this source, real triumph, real peace. It's not found by escaping challenges.
No, it's found by experiencing God's support through them. It radically changes the role of those adversaries.
Turns them from destroyers into witnesses to something they can't actually stop.
Exactly. And this whole powerful idea, it's anchored in that belief of Christ's past victory. That victory isn't just history. It empowers the present moment, making peace possible even when things are hard.
Which leaves us with a really practical thought to chew on, something drawn straight from what this source implies for you listening right now. If the adversaries you're facing today truly have to stand by and watch as this table, this provision, is set for you,
Yeah.
what does knowing that change about how you face those difficulties right now?